Today we're talking about 5 reasons why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea. So messing with an INFJ will always have some kind of effect on people. It's not necessarily something that they will be aware of right away, but it's always something that will have a negative impact on them because INFJs are not the people that go out of their way to have a confrontation with others. INFJs are not the ones who want to create this harmony with others or want to have a conflict. So if it really gets to a place where you really start messing with an INFJ and there's going to be some kind of reaction, trust me, it will be a bad idea. It will have some effect on you. If you know it or not, that will have a negative outcome. So today we're looking into 5 reasons why you shouldn't mess with an INFJ, why it's a bad idea, and why it's something that you might or might not regret, but it's definitely something that you should have not done in the first place. Before we get started, a quick reminder, the next INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp is just around the corner. We launch this Saturday, so November 4th. Make sure to download the free poster on the 5 pillars to an INFJ Epic Life. Sign up for the waiting list to get access to the early bird price. It really is only for a short period of time, so make sure you're on that list. And set a reminder to watch the free INFJ Epic Life Masterclass here live on YouTube November 4th. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Reason number 1 why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea is because the INFJ won't fall in line. So there's certain situation where an INFJ might actually, take a step back. So for example, if a boss of yours maybe start messing with you, yeah, you're going to fall in line. Yeah, but you're only going to fall in line externally. They're not going to break you. INFJs just won't do that. INFJs are not the types that can be broken like this. And so if people keep messing with others and they're always used to getting their way, so they actually have authority over others, others listen to them, they allow the other person to be their leader, and not just their leader as in I tell you what to do, but there's an actual respect there. They will be surprised what happens when they start messing with an INFJ. This is actually one of the reasons why INFJs always keep thinking, why do people keep messing with me? Why don't they just leave me alone? This is one of the reasons. People are not used to you as an INFJ not falling in line, and it drives people crazy. They're not used to it. Normally, they're able to really bulldoze people to get their way just by sheer power, just by sheer, showing I'm the big dog here. I'm going to make things happen and you have to listen to me if you want to be close to the power. It just doesn't work for INFJs. And so the fact that people are just trying to do this towards an INFJ is going to make them regret it. Because INFJs are not even necessarily somebody who are going to retaliate. It's not even that the INFJs want others to follow them or to respect them. It's just the sheer fact that the INFJ doesn't care, that the INFJ isn't going to fall in line. That in itself will be something that drives others insane. And so trust me, this is something that people always regret. They always have this nagging feeling of, okay, that person never really played by my rules. And the fact that they see that the INFJ holds on to this isn't just for show, right? This isn't something that the INFJ is trying to overcompensate and at some point they fall in line. No, the INFJ just doesn't care. They don't care for authority. They don't care to fall in line. So messing with an INFJ will definitely be something that people will regret because then they see, oh, there is a limit to my power. I cannot control everybody. I cannot bulldoze over people because this INFJ is the best example of somebody who just doesn't care. Reason number 2 why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea is because the INFJ will make you feel weak. Once you see what an INFJ is able to endure, it will inevitably, evoke this feeling of weakness within others. People who keep messing with others do this because they feel like others can only take so much, right? Remember, we see the world the way we are. And so if we think, oh, I couldn't endure this much, so if I keep doing this, the INFJ will break at some point. They will lose. They will have a reaction that will show both of us that I'm the bigger person here, that I'm the stronger person here, that I'm the winner here. But INFJs are incredibly strong mentally. That's just it. We are survivors. I'm the biggest advocate for let's not say survivors, let's not stay martyrs. We can thrive. Let's really change that narrative. That's what we work on in bootcamp in particular. But we do have the skill to survive. we do have the skill to really stand in situations that are daring emotionally and mentally. Right? We probably are not like the best type to survive in the wilderness in the cold. Maybe other types who are more physical have an advantage there, like, as an overall group of people. But when it comes to being in situations where we have to give up certain things, where we can stand in an uncomfortable situation, it's really, really hard to break an INFJ. And so people actually start feeling weak when they see that the INFJ doesn't break. And that's also one of the reasons why people keep on doing this, because they think at some point this person will break. But, the INFJ just won't. And at some point, unfortunately, the INFJ will fight back. At some point, the INFJ will just have some reaction. Like they, at some point have no other choice but to let the other person know, you don't know who you're dealing with. Don't mess with me. I know exactly what your insecurities are. I can hit you where it hurts. I don't want to do this, but you keep doing this and you leave me no other choice. So people either get it from continuously trying to mess with the INFJ, and the fact that the INFJ just doesn't break, that will make them feel weak. And even if they don't stop, and a lot of people don't, they will start feeling weak when the INFJ finally has a reaction. The latest at that moment, they will recognize, I shouldn't have messed with an INFJ. The INFJ has really humbled me. I did not want to see this. I did not want to experience this. And I'll probably just move out of that INFJ's way because I don't even want to get reminded about how much that humbled me. Reason number 3 why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea is because the INFJ will hit you where it hurts. So we talked about this in the last point, right? It's not just the fact that we can endure so much, but if it comes down to it, if the INFJ has to have a reaction because the other person just doesn't leave you alone, the INFJ knows exactly where to hit. We don't want to use that tactic. It's something that makes us very uncomfortable, but if we have to, we will. And because of all of this, every single time somebody keeps messing with you, they're just showing you their insecurities. Like for INFJs, this is evident like day and night. Okay, so you keep messing with me, you want to have some kind of reaction from me, and every single time you do this, I see you're trying to overcompensate in this area, you have insecurities when it comes to this, you feel weakness, because of those things. Like those things are clear to us like day and night. And if we have to, we will bring out this information. We will hit you where it hurts. We will make you aware of all of those things that you feel like you're hiding from the world, but are so evident to us. It's not even that the INFJ necessarily has to say, oh, I see that you feel insecure about your education. No, the INFJ just stands proud in what they have achieved in their education. Things that they might have hidden before in order to make the other person comfortable. But now, all the INFJ has to do is just stand proud at what they have achieved in education when they know that the other person feels like, they haven't. That's all they have to do. And the other person always regrets it. Like I've seen situations like this so many times, not just for me personally, but from the hundreds and thousands of INFJs that I've worked with, that if they were forced to actually stand in their strength and stop dimming their light on certain areas that they dimmed in order to make others comfortable, others rarely can handle it. It really hits them where it hurts, and it's something people really don't want to experience. Reason number 4 why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea is because INFJs will rally unexpected support. So INFJs can really stand on their own. INFJs are very often an outcast, an outlier. They don't have like this big group of people. But the thing is this, once an INFJ is really put in the situation where they're the scapegoat and people actually target the INFJ, and the INFJ has gotten to a place where they don't back off, where they stand their ground, where they say, I'm not going to get messed with anymore. People start really showing up. Like it's really an interesting thing to see because all of us have been bullied, growing up. And as kids, we haven't learned those skills yet. But as adults, we've experienced this often enough that if people start messing with us, we're not really, allowing that anymore. We're standing our ground and we're saying, yeah, you think I'm weird, you think I'm different. Okay, so what now? And the fact that we stand still within this, that we're not trying to alter ourselves in order to be somehow respected by that bully, for example, is exactly the reason why so many people actually then show up and support the INFJ. And people get really, really mad about this. because they see, oh, there's this person who stands up against me. And on top of that, people actually start cheering that person on. They look at them and say, good for you. Great that you're doing this. Why are people doing this? They're doing this because it's inspirational. So many people don't dare to take those steps. And if there is this person who dares to do this, and INFJs as a group are very likely to do this, to say, I'm not going to fall prey to this. Like, I know this is who I am, and I'd rather be disliked for who I am than to be liked for who I'm not. I'm not going to, fall in line with things that I don't believe in. You will see how INFJs will actually start getting respect from people and from ways and situations they never really expected. This happens when and because the INFJ is willing to stand on their own. This doesn't happen when a person hopes that others will appreciate them or will be thankful for them doing this or will inspire others. Because then it comes from a different energy. It comes from a different intention. It's the INFJs who do this despite everything. It's the INFJs who say, I can stand here on my own. Like, I'm okay being disliked. I'm okay being on my own and doing things for me and standing up for myself. That's when they rally unexpected support. And that is something that people who mess with the INFJ really don't like. And reason number 5 why messing with an INFJ is a bad idea is because the INFJ will actually become stronger through that. The INFJ will be more determined, more independent, and even more excited and driven about choosing their own path. It's situations like this when people mess with us, when we have to make those hard choices. That's when we actually see what is within us. You know the saying of, why do I have to cross that river? Why is it necessary for me to swim through that river? Well, because you can and your enemies can't. It's situations like this when you're put in situations that are hard for you but manageable, things that you can do that others cannot, situations that you wouldn't seek out but you're forced to, and being forced to make choices that are good for you and that are not necessarily what will make you feel accepted in front of others, but choices that will make you proud of who you are and will get you excited about like the path that you're taking, and you rely less and less on what others think of you. It's exactly those situations, it's exactly those choices that make the INFJ even stronger, even more independent. And because of that, they can actually rise even more and get to the things they always wanted. And when you do this, the person next to you that you're not even paying attention to anymore because you're so focused on that path, they will regret having messed with you, because now they actually get to see that you're not only not falling in line, but you're actually bypassing them. And so overall, we as INFJs have to just know people are going to regret it. It doesn't necessarily mean that they will pay attention to you all the time. It doesn't mean that they will go up to you and say, I'm sorry for my behavior, or that they will come back and apologize. But they will always see that you will come up on top, that you're not going to fall in line, that you're not going to be the one who actually then wants to be accepted by them. And that is something that really messes with other people. So one way or another, people will look at you, will remember you, it will pop up in their mind, and they will have some kind of regret when it comes to this. It's not even necessarily that they're aware of it, but it's not something they're ever going to look at and feel great about. So, for everybody out there, it's not a good idea to mess with an INFJ. Remember, if you want some more help in creating your life and not caring what is going on around you because you're so excited about building your life, then join our amazing community of INFJs who is doing exactly that. The next bootcamp round starts this Saturday, November 4th, so make sure to sign up for the waiting list to get access to the early bird price and set a reminder to watch the free masterclass here live on YouTube November 4th. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video on the 5 most intimidating qualities of the INFJ.